My great fellow Americans, earlier today, on the eve of the Thanksgiving holiday, two members of the National Guard serving in Washington, D.C., were shot at point-blank range in a monstrous ambush-style attack just steps away from the White House. They had been deputized as part of the most successful public safety and national security mission in the history of our nation's capital, the D.C. Safe and Beautiful Task Force, which has achieved an unprecedented reduction in violent crime and crimes of all type. This heinous assault was an act of evil, an act of hatred, and an act of terror. It was a crime against our entire nation. It was a crime against humanity. The hearts of all Americans tonight are with those two members of the West Virginia National Guard and their families. The love of our entire country is pouring out for them, and we are lifting them up in our prayers.
Welcome back to 45th Perspective. Today, we're taking a closer look at the latest news coming out of Washington, and I want to walk you through the facts, the implications, and what this moment truly means for our country. As always, this channel is about deep dives, clarity, and honest conservative analysis from a right-wing patriot who believes in America's security, strength, and sovereignty. Earlier today, we learned about a disturbing ambush-style attack on two National Guard members stationed just steps from the White House. These service members were part of the D.C. Safe and Beautiful Task Force, a mission credited with bringing violent crime in the capital to historic lows. According to the latest information from Homeland Security, the suspect in custody is reportedly a foreign national from Afghanistan who entered the country during the 2021 withdrawal flights under the Biden administration. Those flights raised serious concerns back then, and today's events force us to revisit those concerns with clear eyes and seriousness. Now, before we jump into opinion, let's stay grounded in the facts. Two American service members were targeted in an act of violence that authorities are calling an ambush. The suspect's reported immigration pathway is now under review, and this incident is already becoming part of the larger national conversation about border security, vetting, and the risks tied to admitting unknown individuals during chaotic foreign evacuations. These are not small issues. These are the kinds of decisions that echo for years. From my perspective, speaking as someone who believes deeply in law and order, strong borders, and the protection of American citizens, this moment is a wake-up call, but not one driven by fear. It's a call for accountability. It's a call for smarter policy. And it's a call for a government that puts American safety ahead of political optics. We can support compassionate immigration policies while also demanding thorough vetting and national security safeguards. Those two ideas are not opposites. They're common sense. This also raises broader questions about how many individuals were brought into the country without complete background checks, how extensions of status were handled, and whether the current administration underestimated the risks. These questions matter because they're not just political, they're personal. They affect real families, real communities, and the real men and women who put on a uniform to protect us. At the same time, we shouldn't allow one incident to paint every immigrant or refugee with a broad negative brush. That kind of generalization doesn't push the country forward. What does push us forward is demanding a system that works, one that prioritizes safety and sovereignty while staying true to the American spirit of lawful, responsible immigration. As we head into the Thanksgiving season, this attack is a reminder of the sacrifices made by our service members, people who put themselves in harm's way even when the rest of the country is preparing to sit down with family. And tonight, our thoughts should absolutely be with the two guardsmen hurt in this brutal attack and with the families standing by their sides. In the days ahead, we'll learn more facts, more details, more clarity. And when that happens, we'll break it down right here the same way we always do, calmly, honestly, and with respect for the truth. This channel isn't about stirring fear or creating panic. It's about understanding. It's about asking the right questions. It's about keeping America first with logic, evidence, and principle. If you found this breakdown helpful, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to 45th Perspective. It helps the channel grow, and it ensures you never miss these deep dives and real conversations about what's happening in our country. Thank you for spending your time here. Stay informed, stay sharp, and stay patriotic. I'll see you in the next
As
one.
we are filled with anguish and grief for those who were shot, we're also filled with righteous anger and ferocious resolve. As President of the United States, I am determined to ensure that the animal who perpetrated this atrocity pays the steepest possible price. I can report tonight that based on the best available information, the Department of Homeland Security is confident that the suspect in custody is a foreigner who entered our country from Afghanistan, a hellhole on earth. He was flown in by the Biden administration in September 2021 on those infamous flights that everybody was talking about. Nobody knew who was coming in. Nobody knew anything about it. His status was extended under legislation signed by President Biden, a disastrous president, the worst in the history of our country. This attack underscores the single greatest national security threat facing our nation. The last administration let in 20 million unknown and unvetted foreigners from all over the world, from places that you don't want to even know about. No country can tolerate such a risk to our very survival. An example is Minnesota, where hundreds of thousands of Somalians are ripping off our country and ripping apart that once great state. Billions of dollars are lost, and gangs of Somalians come from a country that doesn't even have a government, no laws, no water, no military, no nothing. As their representatives in our country preach to us about our Constitution and how our country is no good. We're not going to put up with these kind of assaults on law and order by people who shouldn't even be in our country. We must now re-examine every single alien who has entered our country from Afghanistan under Biden, and we must take all necessary measures to ensure the removal of any alien from any country who does not belong here or add benefit to our country. If they can't love our country, we don't want them. America will never bend and never yield in the face of terror. And at the same time, we will not be deterred from the mission these service members were so nobly fulfilling. That is why tonight I can announce that I have directed the Department of War to mobilize an additional 500 troops to help protect our capital city. We will make America totally safe again, and we will bring the perpetrator of this barbaric attack to swift and certain justice if the bullets going in the opposite direction haven't already done that. During this time of the year, when we gather at home with loved ones, these two patriots were wearing the uniform of our country, patrolling the streets of our capital. They had taken a selfless oath to defend our nation against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And that is exactly what they were doing when they were gunned down in a savage attack. I want to express my extraordinary gratitude to every member of the United States military who is deployed tonight at home and abroad. I also want to thank the Secret Service and the D.C. Metropolitan Police Department for their work today. This Thanksgiving, I ask every family to say a prayer for the two great heroes who were so horribly shot, and for their loved ones. Please say a prayer. May God bless them and comfort them, and may God bless and protect the United States of America. Thank you and good night.